What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD coming at you with a quick review of Cyber Citizen Shockman. That's right, we're going to be looking at this formerly Japanese exclusive PC Engine game, but now it's going to be available for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, as well as the Nintendo Switch. Now, I have to say that I did get a review copy of the game, but this is not going to taint my review in any way. In Cyber Citizen Shockman, you play the eponymous Shockman. That's right, he's one of two different robots, either the male or female robot. I'm not going to butcher their names because they are Japanese names and they are crazy. There is a one-player or two-player mode. The two-player mode adds a few little quirks to the game. You can stand on each other, you can shoot each other with the beam weapon. It elicits various effects, one of them being that you set on fire and charge across the screen, the other being that you can double the damage of the beam weapon by combining your beams. So two-player mode is kind of interesting, especially because, like I said, both players are on the screen at the same time. They share one life bar. It's a unique way of playing a game like this. Single-player mode, you're out there by yourself, you're collecting money. Don't skip the money because it is in short supply. You got that life bar up top, and you get to pick exactly where you want to go, what stage you want to do next. Now, it's not completely open, you can't pick any stage. There are paths that you take, and as you unlock different things across the paths, you can play different stages. Each stage has a different unlockable. Some stages will give you health, some stages will increase your health overall, some will give you a power up for your armor, one will give you a power up for your sword. One will allow you to actually use the beam weapon. That's right. Even though you can buy the beam weapon as soon as you have the cash, you can't actually use it until you unlock the ability to use it. That's right. So you probably, if you're going to play the game, give you a little tip here right off the bat. Always go for that middle section first. That's the police station. That allows you to go ahead and use your beam weapon. As soon as you beat it, you can buy it real quick with 300 bucks. And even though you can buy the second one as soon as you have the 900 bucks, that first beam weapon, well, it'll serve you good throughout the entirety of the game. So, you know, if you just want to play with the one beam weapon, you don't want to get the second, the upgrade, or you forget, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, the game feels very slippery. It's almost like you're on ice the entire time. The jumping gets a little time to get used to because it doesn't exactly arc the way you're expecting, right? Like I said, with a little slipperiness on the walking, when you land, you slide a little. So if there's little thin platforms for you to land on, it's going to be a little difficult. You have to pretty much jump on it, then jump straight up in order to not slide off. If you hit this, which I think is lava or a river of blood, I am not sure, the game doesn't really tell you, it will shoot you straight up in the air, so that way if you miss a jump, it basically recovers you, so that way you can just go ahead and proceed with the game. The levels are incredibly short. The entire game is actually really short. You can beat the whole game in under an hour, depending on how many stages you take. If you do all the stages, it'll take you around an hour. If you just go straight for the boss, that'll take you maybe a half hour, 20 minutes if you're really good. So like I said, it is short, but it only costs $5.99, whether that's euros or dollars. This is a unique game in which the European price is identical to the American price. Usually it's like, you know, $5.99 American and then like $7 European, but in this case, it's just the same price. You have unlimited continues, although it does cost money to continue. It starts at $1,000. And then I think it just starts halving if you're under 1,000. The game is tough. The game is tough. You have to time your jumps. You have to time all your actions. It is not a game that you need to rush through. If you try to rush through it on your first go, you're not gonna have a good time. It's not gonna be that fun. Overall, though, the game is pretty fun. It's a pretty good experience. It's unique, as you can see. It looks exactly like you would expect a PC Engine game to look. The sounds are pretty good. You know, there are some audio clips that I swear sounds like they're coming from a Street Fighter game or some sort of fighting game. It's usually when you beat a level or when you shoot the beam. But other than that, the music is pretty decent. Now there are 15 stages in the game, but there's not exactly 15 backgrounds. You get this, I want to say factory or sewer background for a lot of stages. You get a park, then you get the park at night, you get the town stage, and you get the town at night. It's essentially 3, 5 if you want to count the darkened versions as a separate stage. The boss screens are the same way. It's just basically a darkened version of the level that you're already in. The bosses, not varied. You get a dragon, which comes in various flavors, various colors. They usually do a swooping motion, shoot fireballs. Some of them start off invisible, so there is a little variety in that. Or you get a giant robot. The giant robot is incredibly easy as soon as you get the beam weapon. You just shoot the beam weapon, it keeps pushing the robot back. He's no problem. You can pretty much beat all of them in about 1 or 2 beams. The only issues with the robots as bosses is some of them come with monkeys as their helpers, and that can be a little tricky because if you don't position yourself just right so the monkey's leaping over your head, you'll end up getting hit, and when there's a couple of monkeys, it could be a problem. You can buy hints in this game, but I wouldn't do that. If you really want to know what the hints say, I would actually just go over to geekgetaway.com. We have a tips and tactics page which has all the hints. It shows the entirety of the map, so if you want to know where all the locations are, if you want to spoil yourself as to where things are located and what you're going to unlock with each level, then head over there. The game also features, the usual CRT filters, color filters. You can play in black and white or various shades. There is even a couple of cheats. One cheat will give you a whole bunch of money. One cheat will make you invincible. Now, the invincible cheat doesn't seem to work exactly right when you're playing 2 players. Sometimes it seems to be working, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of hit or miss. The money cheat seems to only give the first player money. Now, in 2-player mode, you actually do share all the power-ups except the beam weapon. So if you're going to use the money cheat in 2-player mode, make sure the second player picks up all the gold. That way they can afford to buy the beam upgrades. Really, there's not much to the game more than what you're seeing. There's tricky jumping, there's a lot of platforms. Every once in a while, the platforms sort of blend into the background, so you might want to pay attention. Like I said, this is a fun little unique experience. It's a PC Engine exclusive game coming over to North America legally for the first time. If you're interested in those old TurboGrafx games, I would give it a shot. If anything, you can add this to the list of games beaten. This would be my 26th game beaten for the year. So, with that said, love, peace, and booty grease. I'm out this bitch.